All right. And if you haven't gotten access to Google's new Search Generative Experience, this is the AI-driven new format that Google is launching out, where you can choose to turn on the generative results and have what Google will curate from you, basically kind of curating from the entire web here. You can go try to sign up for it if you haven't already. It's labs.google.com and you can get in on the action. We are in on the action here. So Nicole, why don't you start with the good?
Yeah, so starting with the good, you'll see on the screen if you're watching this that Greg provided some nice screenshots of what this experience looks like, and definitely trolling here because the first example he searches, why do people turn the color off their phones?
How is that trolling? Oh, wait, you do that all the time.
I'm back in color, people, but you know, this generative AI experiment does have some interesting things to say about that question. It says that it removes positive reinforcement and dampens that urge to keep loading up social media feeds or mobile games. So there you go.
Yeah.
And mobile games.
And
Like
speaking
Candy
of
Crush.
grayscale and color, this pop of color I actually really liked after a while. Like, I think it's something you typically don't see that much in the SERPs. Like there used to be color with ads, like in those blue and green and yellow borders, but I thought this was done pretty tastefully.
Yeah, definitely. And I think that it definitely looks different from just the regular SERP. So you know that you're in an experiment or you're getting answers that are generative AI and not necessarily factual. It does have the generative AI is experimental, info quality may vary, disclosure up at the top. It also is cool that if you're a publisher and can get your site featured in one of the top 3 thumbnails on desktop, that could be an interesting way to get more traffic to your site. However, Greg will get into this later, nothing's really clickable here. So
right. And I thought the example about the cell phone was a really was where you can see it excel, right? It's almost like a better quick answer in a way, where at least in this one there's a detailed response. It cites some specific people, and then it pulls in to the right where they stole the content from, essentially.
Yeah, and Glenn Gabe also did a nice Twitter thread summing up a lot of the features of this, and one of the things he mentioned was it does cover your money, your life content, which people were saying they didn't know if it was going to include that. And he also mentioned that SGE will show up as Google Organic when you're looking at GA4 data.
I mean, I hope so. Good to confirm.
And Greg also provided another example where he searched, what does it mean when someone likes to listen to Slipknot all day?
I could tell you what that means. They're a very intelligent, driven, smart, gentle, kind, loving person.
Let's hear from generative AI.
Yeah, generative AI. It could mean that someone likes the unique sound of Slipknot. Slipknot is an American heavy metal band. Their sound is described as suffocating, with layered percussion that can be intoxicating.
100%. This is accurate information.
I think you'll agree with this next one, Jess. Slipknot is one of the biggest metal bands of all time. They've sold out arenas, topped the Billboard 200, and never released a bad album.
I like they couldn't even make the Billboard 100 with that crap.
First
They
of
have
all,
12 members too many.
okay, listen. You want it to be 0? They have never released a bad album. I would agree with that. They have released some bad songs, but I think anything that can suffocate you without actually suffocating you is like total bonus, right? Good life hack. Listen to Slipknot, kids. It's good for your health.
Yeah, and then one last thing in the good is I didn't think those color switches seemed like distracting. I thought in the examples that they showed at Google I/O that it would be kind of off-putting, but I thought it was actually really fine. I didn't seem to notice it at all. So again, like that execution as well, Nicole.